When I was very, very young, I fell down some stairs.
That may be the answer, because your scan is a head trauma scan.
No.
Because you had head trauma at some point in your past. I'm certain of it.
That's just blown my mind that might be the reason. So here's damage there and there.
I think your primary diagnosis is traumatic brain injury.
They came off them, then I went back on, they only worked for a couple of days, and now I haven't been on them for like 4 years.
That was a citalopram.
Citalopram, yeah. And I've always, so it's, and I'm kind of managing it.
Have you been on anything else besides this citalopram?
Yes, Prozac, and there was another one, but I can't remember what it was called.
So those would not be good for your brain.
No, right? Interesting.
Yeah, because depression's sort of like chest pain. It's a symptom that has 100 different causes.
Sure.
If no one looks at your brain, everybody assumes it's one thing,
Yes.
but you've never given one treatment for chest pain. That would sort of be ridiculous, because it's got all sorts of different causes.
Yes.
So this may be a bit surprising for you, but helpful.
Very helpful, yeah, because it works.
My hope is it's helpful. Get your mood better, so that's a goal.
Definitely.
Focus.
I want to say my focus is pretty good when I can kick it into gear. When I can kick it into...
When you're interested.
Yes.
But when you're not interested,
Yeah, then it's all over the place. No. Yeah, that's exactly.
Have you been diagnosed with ADD in the past?
No.
Okay, you have ADD.
I do?
Yeah. Now, it may actually be from something else that we'll get to.
Oh.
But how you scored on the X test you
Yes.
did was very ADD.
Interesting.
And Laura, that was like my first comment to her. It's like, oh, you're a
Yeah.
woman with ADD.
Yeah, that's
I actually had a very well-known person call me today because she saw the video I did with Laura and said, that's me. So this is the X test. You know, whenever you see a letter, you hit the space bar, except when you see the letter X. And this tells me your pattern is more like people who have ADD or less like people who have ADD. And yours is like way more like people who have ADD. Plus, if you go with, I really need to be interested to focus, my organization's not awesome, my handwriting's not great, and I tend to be impulsive, that sort of classic ADD symptoms, short attention span, unless you're interested, procrastination, which is something you endorse, disorganization, distractibility, and impulsivity. You didn't have any of the hyperactivity questions, but there's half of the people who have ADD never hyperactive. But they don't get diagnosed because they weren't sort of a pain in the neck to other people struggling to perform at your potential. Right? And even though you're extraordinarily talented in what you do, you also didn't finish high school.
No, gotta go.
So why is that? And it's because you were bored.
Yes, totally.
It could be you struggled, and who wants to do something they struggle with, right? Like if I had to be a mechanic, I'd break everything. It's not my thing, right? I mean, I'm not talented that way. And if people forced me to do that day in and day out, I'd hate myself. Focus more at other times rather than you're interested. Anything else I may help you with?
I mean, the chief one is the mood. Just that feeling of just constantly having that depression lurking in the background. Yeah, I think that's my main concern of all concerns.
Well, then we'll go after that. And how long has it been since you've had any substance issue?
6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I had 10 years sober, and then I relapsed on Oxycontin and Vicodin and Xanax. So I didn't drink, but I was using them exactly like I was drinking to black out.
Okay, so that's actually an interesting question I should ask you. When you did Oxycontin, did the depression go away?
Yeah, I feel like it might have done. Yeah. I mean, I was so out of it, it's hard to really think about that time. But yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Because there's a type of depression that really responds well to opiates. I'm never giving you opiates. Right. I mean, it's like, no. But it gives me ideas on things that may fit the key in your lock for depression.
I feel like maybe it did alleviate,
One of my big questions for you, have you ever had a head injury?
Not that I know of, although I did remember in the consultation earlier on, when I was very, very young, I think I fell down some stairs, but that's the only one that I know of that I can really recall. I think I was dropped actually down some stairs, but I would have been. Yeah.
Like a babysitter accidentally dropped you, or somebody was mad at you?
No, accidentally. It was in a store, apparently.
How old?
Probably like one before I can remember it.
And how do you know that?
It's like a family story. Oh, I remember we dropped you down the stairs.
So that may be the answer.
Really?
Because your scan, I'll show you in a minute, is a head trauma scan. Because you had head trauma at some point in your past. I'm certain of it. And that can actually give you ADD symptoms, low-grade depression symptoms, issues with impulsivity, trouble reading social cues, which you talked about how socially you're often uncomfortable unless you know people really well.
Yeah.
And it's fixable.
Right.
The hope is you come back like 5 months from now and you go, I feel so much better.
Wow.
Because when I looked at your scan, depression, head trauma-induced ADD, fixable.
That's
How would
so
I know
interesting.
if I didn't look?
Yeah.
Everybody's treating you is like, oh, well, you're depressed, try this. What other doctor acts like that? All other medical specialists evaluate the organ they're trying to treat, and as psychiatrists, the brain is our organ.
Yeah.
A long time ago, neurologists and psychiatrists got divorced, and neurologists got the brain and psychiatrists got the mind.
Oh, wow.
It was a bad divorce. Why did you give up the brain?
Wow.
Anyways, any other head injuries you can think of? Concussions playing sports, fights, blackouts when you were...
Yeah, I've blacked out a few times, but I don't remember specific head trauma.
So you never woke up after a blackout with bruises or...
I did wake up after a blackout with bruises, but not around the head, like around the ribs. But that was like probably 15 years ago, and by that time I'd already been suffering from depression.
And you don't remember it got worse after that?
Maybe slightly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because if you go, hey, Daniel, single most important thing you've learned from 160,000 brain scans, mild traumatic brain injury ruins people's lives and nobody knows about it. Because they don't look. Did you tell the prior psychiatrist, hey, somebody dropped me down a flight of stairs?
No.
I mean, if you just think of it, brain is soft, about the consistency of soft butter. Think of this as super soft, because that's how it is in your skull. And then it's got all these sharp bony ridges.
Oh.
And so you're a year old and you roll down a flight of stairs, and so inside your brain it's doing this, and it actually hurt more the right side.
That's just blown my mind that might be the reason. Yeah. Because I suppose even when you're super young, not everything's formed yet.
So sometimes it heals.
Right.
And yours did. Here's an example of a really healthy scan. So here we're looking underneath the brain, just like this. Here we look down from the top.
So this is healthy.
This is healthy.
Right.
This is our goal.
Okay.
And then we're going to look at the active parts of your brain. So blue is average activity, red and white are the most active parts of the brain. Okay. And we want them back here. And if we look at your scan, just compare this one and this one. You have great cerebellar activity. Yours is awesome. But your mood center, way up. And so this is what we call the limbic or emotional part of the brain. That can go with depression.
So that's more lit up than it should be.
Yeah, so not really much going on here. Yours, very busy.
Interesting.
But that's not the money picture. The money picture is this one.
Okay. Oh, wow.
We see decreases here.
Sure.
And you don't have holes in your brain. What the holes indicate, low blood flow, low activity.
Got it.
But this is sort of important. It's your supervisor. It's the part of your brain that watches you. It's involved in focus and forethought, judgment, impulse control. But there's going to be a pattern here. This one's fine, this one's not. Your right temporal lobe, mood instability, reading social cues, it got hurt at some point. Right side, and then see these in the back part of
Yeah.
right. That's called your occipital lobe. And whenever I see this bilateral decreases, I'm like, that's head trauma.
That's so interesting. You can really see here and here. Just here and here. And also here's damage there and there. And this is what it should be.
There we go. So you can just see the back, how it got hurt.
Yeah.
The front right here. If we can fix that, you will like me a lot. And if you do everything I ask you to do, I have a program that tells me how much better it can be.
Okay, great.
It can basically be normal.
Wow.
But I need you to become, we call them brain warriors.
Okay.
People that are serious
Sure.
about taking care of their brain.
Okay.
And given that you have a little one and one on the way,
right, yeah.
what you model helps them.
Got it.
Right? So if you really engage in regular brain healthy habits,
Yes.
it's good for Laura
Yes.
and it's good for the kids.
Yes. Oh, that's a good motivation.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's totally blown my mind that has caused that. But yeah, it totally makes sense. And the fact that no one's ever asked me that in previous talks about depression, that's crazy.
And if you actually look up the science, untreated head injuries are a major cause: depression, panic attacks, which you have, suicide,
Right.
learning problems,
Wow.
substance abuse.
Wow.
And so you had the genetic vulnerability with your dad.
Definitely.
But if the injury knocks off your brain supervisor or hurts the supervisor, it takes you longer to learn, okay, this is a bad thing. This isn't getting me the life I want.
Sure. So the supervisor, the role is to regulate impulse control and stuff like that.
Think of it as the brain's brake. What the prefrontal cortex does, so that's the front third of the brain, so right here, is it stops us from saying things we shouldn't say, to doing things we shouldn't do.
Right.
And it sees the future, and it's like, is this going to get me what I want? So for all my patients, I really like it if they're very clear with their goals. So we have an exercise, I'll give you, remind me, called the one-page miracle. On one piece of paper, write down what you want.
Okay.
Like, what do you want with Laura? What do you want with the kids? What do you want with your physical, emotional, spiritual health? What do you want? You just ask yourself every day, is my behavior getting me what I want?
It's great.
Our goal is to optimize your brain. So if you ever get the urge again to relapse, I can actually show you what your brain will look like.
Right.
You see this poster?
Yeah.
It hangs in about 100,000 schools around the world.
Oh, wow.
It's our discussion piece. It's
I
like, well,
see.
which brain do you want?
Yeah.
And with your substance abuse, your brain's just a little bit bumpy, but it's not bad.
Okay.
So
Well,
6 years of sobriety.
Yeah.
Really good. But I want you to plant this image in your head, is that if you decide to relapse, your brain's headed this way.
Yeah.
So,
Right. No, that's interesting. That's good.
and if you think about it with me, your brain controls everything.
Yes.
How you think, how you feel, how you act, and every decision you make. You never want to hurt the organ that controls your life.
Right.
To repair, I have some supplements that'll help. So are you opposed to fish oil, even though they take the fish proteins out?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Is there any alternative?
And I told this to Laura, and I think she got some vegan omega-3s.
She did. Yes. Yes.
And I helped her find it.
Yes.
So I think that's a good brand, but you have to take a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can do that.
Yeah. Great.
Have you ever heard of hyperbaric oxygen?
No.
So you go in a chamber, remind me to show him the chamber.
What is that? What goes on in there? Oh my goodness. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, it's creepy.
And you can either rent one or buy one or go to the clinic. I want you to go like 40, 50 times.
Oh, wow.
Because you go in the chamber and we put increased oxygen under pressure. So it's like you go 12 feet under the water.
Wow.
You have that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't hurt. Sometimes your ears get stuffy like you're on a plane.
Okay.
It's been shown to increase blood flow and really repair your brain.
40 to 50 times. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you can go in and meditate. You can
Right.
actually take your iPad and watch a movie or whatever you want to do.
How long are the sessions?
90 minutes. One other supplement, something called Happy Saffron. 21 randomized controlled trials found to be as effective as Prozac. What's a common negative thought you have?
The people that we're working with are ripping us off.
The idea behind this is not positive thinking. I am not a positive thinking person.
Right.
I'm an accurate thinking person. Positive thinking is I could go get drunk tonight and still be a brain warrior tomorrow.
Yes.
No. When you have issues with depression, you go to darkness and you focus on what's wrong rather than what's right. The people we are working with are ripping us off. 5 questions.
Okay.
And again, it's just what's the true answer.
Yeah.
Is it true?
I don't know, but I don't think so.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But what that does is it cracks it. Because If you don't question your thoughts, you believe them.
Yeah.
And then, even if they're a lie, you act as if they're true, which makes them more likely to become true. Because if you think these people are ripping you off, then you're a little bit suspicious, which then can hurt the relationship, which then they feel more protective. The second question, is it absolutely true with 100% certainty these people are ripping you off? No. This is a really important question. The third question, how do you feel when you believe the end?
I feel sort of worthless, like I'm not doing enough to stop it. I feel like past thinking I should have been more involved. I feel like stupid, like I don't know enough about the business to make an accurate decision, evaluation.
So you basically attack yourself.
Yes, totally.
So if you have the vulnerability because of the unpredictability in your childhood and the head injury, if you want to provide gasoline to the depression, believe every stupid thing you think. Fourth question, how would you feel if you didn't have the thought?
I feel not so burdened, like I feel like a big weight had been lifted.
This doesn't mean you don't make good decisions in business.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you still want to take your experience and your knowledge and your attorneys and make good decisions.
Sure.
But then you don't want to be burdened with the depression.
Exactly.
So my favorite of all of these questions is fun, is take the original thought, the people we are working with are ripping us off, and turn it to the opposite. So I love this. So the thought that's torturing you, go to the complete opposite, which is the people we are working with are not ripping us off. And then you just go, is that true?
Yeah.
Can you find any evidence that that's true, that they're not ripping?
There is some evidence that they're not. Yeah.
The turnaround's actually pretty interesting. When we get into it, we turned around three ways: to the opposite, to ourselves, and to the other person. And so the opposite is they're not ripping us off. Turn around to ourselves, I'm ripping them off. That's interesting. Or I'm ripping myself off. And having this thought is you're totally ripping off your happiness. Sometimes the depression can lead a little bit to suspicion.
Absolutely.
Which can hurt the relationship.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
And so all I want you to do is question your thoughts. I think your primary diagnosis is traumatic brain injury, leading to limbic ADD. It's just ADD plus mood issues, depression, anxiety, history of addiction. Sweating. Do you have a sauna?
No.
Infrared saunas have been found to be a treatment for depression.
Really?
If you have room in your house, a sauna is a great idea.
Wow.
And has been found to be a treatment for depression. As bright light therapy. Half an hour in the morning in front of a bright light therapy lamp has been found to be as effective as Prozac.
Really? I've never heard of that.
Have it about an arm's length from you while you're doing your work.
Right.
Half an hour a day.
Oh, wow.
It's been shown to help your energy, your mood, your focus, and your sleep. Given Laura's pregnant, this will be our shower gift for them.
Oh.
I'm going to check your levels. I'm going to check your hormones, because often with head trauma, hormones can be not optimal. So we have sort of a cool plan.
Yeah.
And none of those things will ever hurt you.
No, I like it. I like that there's clear things that we can do. I really think that's encouraging.
What would be really great for you to do is start a journal. If you do that consistently, we'll know, is it making a difference?
That was incredible. That was really incredible. Yeah, I just didn't realize that so many factors were at play with brain health.
Yeah.
But it was really amazing.
But you feel good overall?
Yeah.
Take me home.
Okay, what did your brain scan say?
So, I've got brain trauma.
What?
From when I was a kid, being dropped down the stairs, they think. And that's caused the depression. But it's fixable. It's fixable, but they...
Wait, holy sh**.
So when I was a kid, when I was very, very young, I was dropped down 2 flights of stairs, you remember?
Yes.
He thinks that I got injured in my prefrontal cortex and 2 bits at the back, because there's been trauma there, and they cause mood regulation and impulse control. I've also got ADD.
Oh, f***. Are you serious?
Same as yours, limbic.
No!
Yeah, same thing.
Holy sh**.
It's literally the areas that deal with depression are not firing properly. So that would explain why it's always there.
Why you're like, it's always
Yes.
there in the back. Who would have thought?
No one's ever scanned my brain. If they'd have looked at it, he was like, they would have seen what I can see, which is that there's damage.
That's reversible?
Yes.
Through what?
Supplements. He recommended 50 sessions in an oxygen chamber and acupuncture.
I'm loving all this alternative treatment rather than like, here's your antidepressant, which you've tried
didn't do
for
antidepressants.
20
Yeah.
freaking years
He didn't
and
even
it
go
never
there.
works.
He's got loads of other options for antidepressants.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not knocking anyone who takes
No.
antidepressants because if it works for you, amazing. But that hasn't really been Steven's experience.
No.
I just love that there's other alternative solutions.
Lots of alternative solutions. He was very positive. He was very excited. He goes, "This is reversible. We can change this."
So
he seemed really excited.
Did he say you had any damage from drugs?
No, he was really surprised by the.
Wait, you had no bumpies?
Very few. He was like, "This is amazing for drug." He said, "This is very, very good condition for drug use."
Really?
My brain activity at the back isn't working.
Ha ha, so I'm bumpier, but you've got a thing at the back.
Yeah. I got areas that don't work, but you're bumpier.
You've been fully clean for another 5 years, and then plus you had that 10 years.
6 years now, and then 10 years before.
Sorry,
so I haven't used drugs for a long time.
Right. So holy shit, this is wonderful.
Yeah, love that there's something I can say is a reason now for the first time ever.
Wait, how did you fall down the stairs again?
My mum dropped me.
That's right. We went in
I
Faversham.
told you.
Yeah, where he's from in Faversham. We all walked into the store and she's like, "That's where I dropped you."
Yeah.
And it was like up these 2 flights of stairs in the
It was
store.
2 flights. I fell down 2 flights. I told Chris that. I need to find out how old I was. But he was like, "That's where it's happening."
Who would have thought that just like that fall would cause depression?
The first thing he said was, "You've got ADD," off the chart.
Is Alfie like definitely gonna? I'm not gonna diagnose Alfie. He might not have it,
He might.
but he'll be very creative.
But he may not get depression, which is exciting.
That's right. So long as we don't drop him down 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah. I feel bad because I don't want my mum to feel bad about this.
It was a mistake. If she chucked you down on purpose, she didn't do it on purpose. Or did she? Were you being a nightmare? Well, it was a success. Yeah, brain health! Thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you loved the video. Comment below your thoughts and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we really appreciate your love and support and coming on this intimate journey with us. Come on this intimate journey with us.
Alright.
It just sounded weird to say like intimate journey. Like I was hitting on them. I'm not hitting on you. I'm kind of hitting on you.